my district, I'm fortunate in the 49th district because we have more immigrants than any other district in the state of Virginia. And we can see there when immigrants work together with native-born Americans, the great productivity that we have. And we know that education is one of the most important things for immigrants to get ahead. And further, that when immigrants have the opportunity to educate themselves as well as all other students, that they can do just as well and contribute to the economy just as well.
I'm president of the Virginia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we're an organization, a statewide organization of Hispanic and business leaders throughout the state. One of the initiatives of the Chamber is to create business opportunities and economic growth. The business community, the Hispanic business community and immigrant community is a very vibrant and productive economic catalyst for this. Just in the Washington Post last year, it said that Hispanic businesses were growing at 3 times faster than mainstream businesses, and in Virginia they were 20% higher. But a lot of the facts about immigration reform in Virginia, every year the state legislature propose some anti-immigrant legislation. I think it's very harmful to the state, and I think this year we need to have a very pro-business stand, pro-immigration. And
Virginia Asian Chamber of Commerce and the Virginia Asian Foundation are here today to support the immigration reform because it's so important to the Asian community throughout the whole state.
How many people here knew, or media, that one of the first persons to die in the war in Iraq was an undocumented immigrant from Guatemala, representing the veterans of our country, U.S. veterans stationed in Iraq, Patricia La Borda? Please.
Hi, I just wanted to share my personal story of coming from an immigrant mother and who came to this country and worked to earn her citizenship and raising 2 daughters, who is now a teacher in Northern Virginia, my older sister, and myself, who joined the military and served in Iraq with other veterans who are also from immigrant families who feel very proud to serve this country. I definitely support this cause because it's something that's very personal to me because I came from an immigrant mother.
Executive Director of the Virginia State Conference of the NAACP, Mr. King Salim Tofani, please come forward.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Virginia State Conference NAACP, it's over 100 local units, youth councils and college chapters throughout the Commonwealth. We say the people united will never be defeated. It's time for progressive action in Virginia. We need progressive reform of immigration, and we're here to lend our support to this effort. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And as the largest and oldest civil rights organization, we also brought the youngest lobbyist with us, my son Rob, and he's going to aid us in changing Virginia into where it needs to be, particularly on this issue.
Hello, Christopher Ramos of the Virginia Catholic Conference, representing the public policy interests of the Diocese of Arlington and the Diocese of Richmond. We stand in solidarity with the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops in calling for comprehensive immigration reform. Our current policies are resulting in family separations, and from a faith standpoint, those outcomes of their perpetuation is not acceptable. Virginia's 220 Catholic parishes have been encouraged by their bishops to take part in a nationwide postcard campaign that's being orchestrated by the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. Thus far, 1.5 million postcards have been ordered nationwide. We look forward to supporting these initiatives in the hope that the policies which are enacted will better stabilize families and have them.
Inaction is not the answer, and the problem of immigration is very complex. We are asking for legalization of many working undocumented families, and by that we mean not criminal people, but rather working and contributing families that actually have proved that they have contributed to the tax system in every state.
My name is Tim Freilich, and I'm the legal director of the Legal Aid Justice Center's Immigrant Advocacy Program. And in my job, I get to travel from Virginia's western mountains all the way down to the eastern shore. And everywhere I go, I get to talk to Virginia's employers and the workers in some of our state's proudest industries. And everywhere I go, it's clear that we need to reform immigration for Virginia. When I visit the mountains of Grayson County and talk to the hardworking folks slogging through the cold to harvest our Christmas trees and make wreaths so we can decorate our homes for the holidays, I get to talk to the employers, and it's clear that they need those workers, and that the workers need the jobs so they're able to support their families and to be able to work with dignity. It's clear, Representative Boucher, that we need to reform immigration for the 9th Congressional District of Virginia. And when I visit the apple orchards around Charlottesville and down south through Nelson County, and I visit the migrant workers in their basic cinder block barracks in the migrant labor camps, and I talk to the workers, and I see them bringing in the apple harvest so they can support their families, it's clear, Representative Perriello, that we need to reform immigration for the 5th Congressional District of Virginia. And as all of us are watching the devastating footage coming out of Haiti in the last few days, I can't help but think back to last summer when I visited the Eastern Shore and saw bus after bus, colorfully painted school buses, carrying crew after crew of strong Haitian men and women to harvest our tomato crop here in Virginia with the desperate hope that they'll be able to earn enough at their low pay to be able to support their families. Congressman Nye, now more than ever, we need to reform immigration for the 2nd Congressional District of Virginia. All across Virginia, it's clear that we need Congress to take action. And until Congress acts, we need the General Assembly not to make things worse for Virginia's employers and our hardworking immigrants. The hardworking immigrants that our industries depend upon. If the General Assembly wants to do something constructive this General Assembly session,
It's a very diverse state. 1 out of every 10 Virginians today happens to be an immigrant. We have folks from Asian background, we have folks from Latino background, we have folks from African descent. I mean, we got people from all around the world. If we want to continue to have the state of Virginia competitive around the world, to attract the best and the brightest, then why is it that we don't ensure to push for a solution to the immigration dilemma that too many times causes division and unnecessarily it causes a great deal of anxiety among families, it fosters hatred, racial profiling, all kinds of.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Reverend Sine Dallas, and I'm here on behalf of Trinity Baptist Church, located here in Richmond, where our pastor is the Reverend Dr. A. Lincoln James Jr. And to close us out today, I would just like to read one scripture and then go right into the prayer for comprehensive immigration reform. And the scripture says, when an alien who's a foreigner, stranger, or immigrant, and that's based on the different interpretations in the Bible, lives with you in your land, do not mistreat him. The alien living with you must be treated as one of your native born. And then the word also tells us, love him as yourself.